There is a huge pandemic going on currently right now in football, and that needs to be talked about. Right now, coaches don't stay long, on their job. No matter the length of contract being given to a coach, the possibility of him staying towards the end of the contract is very, very slim, and that is a very serious one and a very huge one currently in world football. Now, initially, the narrative moved from having a manager to having a coach. The powers of a coach the powers of a manager has actually dropped to the coach. Gone are the days of Arsene Wenger, gone are the days of Alex Ferguson, gone are the days of Jose Mourinho. Those were managers. Those managers call for the signing of a particular player. Those managers tell the sporting directors, I don't need this player, and that player leaves the club. Right now, the sporting directors' powers are way, way above. In fact, they have the highest powers currently right now in football, apart from the board, apart from the ownership and all of that. They are more powerful right now, even more than the coaches. Yes, they appoint the coaches, they appoint the players. They've always been powerful, but this period or this part of the world or this part of this new dispensation of coaches and new dispensation of football, the sporting director holds a huge power, just like the board. And if they don't need a coach, the coach gets booted out. So that's why you have much more of this title of coaches than managers. Now, currently, at the start of this year, January 1st, Enzo Maresca was sacked. Few days later, Ruben Amorim was sacked. Now today, Xabi Alonso has been sacked as the coach of Real Madrid. And that is a very, very shocking one, because a lot of football fans did not expect this. So a huge pandemic currently right now is happening in football. And don't forget, Quincy Promise got sacked. Rui Enrique, would leave PSG at the end of the season because he has refused to extend his contract at the club. So a lot is actually going when it comes to coaching management at the club currently. Now let's dissect this whole Xabi Alonso issue. Real Madrid lost the Super Copa final against Barcelona yesterday, and normally you expect a coach of that caliber, of that personnel, of a player, of a former player of the club who has spent a whole few years at the club, before leaving, retiring, and becoming a coach, coming back at the club. You expect him to be given time to change the fortune of the club. You expect him to be given time to understand what's wrong with the club, implement his style of play, implement his whatever he wants to bring to the club. Now, this Xabi Alonso is not a failed coach. At Bayer Leverkusen, he went a whole season unbeaten. He got to Europa League final. That alone should have bought him time, in any club that is going, at least 3 years for him to implement his style of play, implement his plan, whatever at the club. But this is Real Madrid. Now the big question, is Real Madrid now the highest or the hardest job in the world? That is a very, very huge question. Now, this is not a style of play issue here. This is a power, or this is an egoistic decision. Now, at this point, because a clip from yesterday shows that Kylian Mbappe asked the players not to form a guard of honor after Xabi Alonso asked the players to form a guard of honor for Barcelona. And I think that is a tradition in Spanish football, in which if a particular team wins the Super Copa, the other team form a guard of honor to them. And they've been back and forth, and there have been issues in the dressing room in the past. So this is an egoistic problem. That's what I said that at first. This is an egoistic problem. This is a power struggle in the dressing room. Now, these guys in the dressing room see Xabi Alonso as a former player, see Xabi Alonso not at the caliber of Ancelotti. Even during the time of Ancelotti, there was still problem in the dressing room. The ego of Vinicius Junior, now the ego of Mbappe. Valverde is there as somebody who's been at the club for so long, captain of the team. As Cavalla is injured, that's another ego. A lot of ego in the team. A lot. Rudiger issue is there, not starting games. Alaba is there, who's going to leave the club at the end of the season. Jude Bellingham is there. So I've come to think of this as having this Real Madrid job is 10% coaching when you brought in as a coach, then 90% of ego management. How are you going to manage the egos of these players? How are you going to make these players feel special? How are you going to make these players feel like they are the best in the world at this point? According to some reports, it was even 2 weeks into the job, he actually said he wants to leave because of these ego problems at Real Madrid. Now, this is the difference between Real Madrid and Barcelona. Barcelona have a tradition. Barcelona have a mindset of playing possession-based football, winning trophies, and integrating players from the academy and make them great. While for Real Madrid, it is buying Galactico and managing the ego of that club and paramount winning trophies. So there's nothing that actually concerns Real Madrid as by integrating players from the academy like that. Yes, they've had quite some few, Gonzalo Garcia, Femi, and the rest. Just quite some few, not like Barcelona. And trying to win trophies with those Galactico that is being bought and managing the egos of those Galacticos that are bought. So it is literally not the style of play. It is literally not the coaching part of it, but the ego that is in that dressing room. And that has had a very, very big issue, concerning this whole Real Madrid team. It's a very big shame of a coach of that caliber not being able to last a full season. One full season at the club, it is a very, very big shame. It's a very, very huge shame at the club. And a lot needs to change in that team. A lot needs to change in that team when it comes to managing egos. Is it about the egos of the players or about the mentality of the team and the winning mentality and the winning feeling, the winning culture of the club? A lot has changed in football. A lot has changed in football. Maresca, who won the Club World Cup, he did not even last just six months after winning the Club World Cup, he got sacked. Came into the job, in less than a year, he won 2 trophies. He still got sacked. Look at Ruben Amorim. Still got sacked. So football has really, really changed, and a lot has been changed in the and to me, I feel this is actually killing the game of football. Gone are those days when we had Alex Ferguson staying 10, 20 years at the club, Arsene Wenger staying a long period at the club. It is difficult currently to have a coach who would stay 10 years at the club, apart from Pep, who has just spent, or who is almost like in June right now, he would have spent 10 years at Manchester City. Which other club in the Premier League has that kind of coach that would stay long in the Premier League, apart from Arteta, who is doing very well also? So it is just more than just the coaching aspect. It is more like a relationship with the board as well. The relationship with the board. Because as it stands now, you need to be answerable to the board, which is normal, but they put so much pressure on the coach. Now your winning ratio, what can actually save you from the job as a coach right now is you winning games. Just win games and you have a upper hand when it comes to having to deal with the board. Because there's a lot that is being interfered with the board, to the coaching aspects. And I don't think that is best for football these days. It is going from bad to worse, honestly. You hardly find coach who could stay long on the job. A lot of changes quickly, a lot of changes in football. Look at Postecoglou, who won the Europa League at Tottenham Hotspur. He got sacked immediately. So it is a real pandemic right now in football. It is a huge pandemic in football. So why not just give a year contract? Why give 5-6 years contracts when quite alright you know that the club or that this coach is likely going to spend just a season or 2? Why do clubs still give 5 years, 4 years, 6 years contract to a coach when you know quite alright that definitely this coach would not spend more than a year or 2 on the job? And when you have series of changes like this, it's a problem to the players because it's a different style of play, it's a different environment, it's a different mentality, it's a different program, it's a different whatever in the dressing room. So how do you expect that team to be very consistent when it comes to winning? Club football these days doesn't think about building. What they think about right now is instant results. And you won't blame them because a lot of money is pumped into the football. A lot of money is pumped into this game. And when success doesn't come immediately, there's a cause for concern and there's a problem at the club. So when you give a job to a coach who has not had 5 years experience or 4 years or even 3 years experience on the job, you expect that coach to actually grow in the job. You expect that coach to implement new ideas. You expect that coach to try some new things. And you cannot expect it to work 100% every time. You cannot expect 25 wins out of 25 in world football. It doesn't happen that way. Sometimes it's a process to integrate new style of play, new plans, new ideas into your game. So a lot has changed in the world of football. A lot has changed, really. And I don't know if this is improving the game of football or it is killing the game of football. You have to answer that for me, because at this point, I really do not know. That's why a lot of Chelsea fans do not put so much hope on Rizona when he signed the 6 years contract, because he would not last. He would not last on the job. It is clear that he would not last. That is what's going on right now in world football. It's crazy. It's really crazy right now. They are phasing out the old guards. They are phasing out the experienced coaches, bringing in young coaches and putting so much pressure on them. It's not just only in England or Spain. It's happening in Italy. Italy even recycle coaches every single season. A particular coach can coach Juventus, Inter Milan, AC Milan, at Napoli, Atlanta. One coach in less than 2 or 3 seasons. It's a lot over there. It's a pandemic over there at Italy. A lot is going on. Do you know how many clubs Antonio Conte have coached? Do you know how many clubs Spalletti has coached? Do you know how many clubs Gasparini has coached? Do you know how many clubs Inzaghi has coached? So there's a lot of them. Igor Tudor. There are so many of them over there in Italy. So I don't know. This is really a big pandemic. Is it killing the game or is it improving the game? Please let me know and share your thoughts in the comment section. If you're new to this channel, hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell. So I come away again next time. I remain your boy Mikeway. Stay cool. Cheers.